Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. I gotta tell you, it's been a minute since we've covered anything G.I. Joe classified series related, but today we're changing that with Zanya and the Dreadnought Chameleon. If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by, and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collecting.
And if you like my content, please consider subscribing.
For more than 2 years now, Articulated Empire has become your trusted online retailer. They carry all the latest lines like Mythic Legion, Savage Crucible, Marvel Legends, NECA, and much, much more. They ship your items quickly and securely. You'll be quite happy how Steve and his team follow through with their care and attention. Articulated Empire also offers free shipping over $75 and no tax except for Illinois residents. So head over to articulatedempire.com today and build your empire. All right, here is a closer look at the package, and it's fairly in size with, similar size packages that we've gotten before, namely like your 2-packs or your like motorcycles that we've gotten before. It looks like we have Monkey Wrench taking a dive back here. We have the Cobra Zanya and Dreadnought Chameleon Swamp Skier right down here. We have Zanya right here. Some artwork on that side, stats, QR code, and everything on this side, number 194. And then here on the back, we get some, kind of some schematics and a look at everything. We can see how the skis go on, the storage compartments, and then everything that she comes with, standing 5.9 inches. And then it says Cobra Zanya Dreadnought Chameleon Swamp Skier. So, yeah, I was really looking forward to this vehicle being released all the way back when we got our very first Zartan. And, they found a way to give us another character instead of re-releasing Zartan for like, the 6th or 7th time. But while it wasn't delivered the way that I wanted it delivered, it is here. It's finally here. And we're going to see if this release lives up to the Zartan legacy. All right, I always like to show you guys how things come packaged. This is how it comes in the box. This definitely could have been a smaller package. With what they delivered here. The skis are not identical. You'll be able to tell how they're different in just a minute. The skier comes packaged in this very low profile plastic clamshell. Zanya came in a little in a little clamshell herself with her machete, her 2 pairs of goggles, and her like biker tank style helmet here. And then we also got this little Pelican case weapons crate, which we'll get into right now and see what's exactly packaged in here. Doesn't seem like it would be a lot that would be packaged in here, and there's not. They even had to put little spacers in here, but this fit perfectly behind the Zanya blister, so it makes sense that it was that side. And then kind of just pouring everything out here, we get her, let me zoom here on each of these things. We do get her her little backpack case here. Her little holster plugs into her back. It's got a little strap. Looks like it's made out of some sort of snake or alligator skin here with some like little shells that are like unpainted. It looks like this is probably for her larger pistol. Yeah, that looks like that's what that's for. And here is that pistol. This is Megatron. I'm just kidding. It's got the big, large black scope. It's a silver revolver, extended barrel, black handle. Looks nice. We also get this larger pump action shotgun with the stock. And this is, if I remember correctly, the same one that came with Flint, because we had this problem with the little back piece support staying on. This thing has 0 paint. It's just cast in this, this straight dark gray, gunmetal gray. Man, it would have been really nice to have a dry brushing, to have the the pump lever here, the pump grip painted, or the shells painted, but nope, not getting that. A little dry brushing would have been nice. And then we do get her two punchies with her hands wrapped up. And then we do get this extra helmet. Now, this is the like psycho hockey mask style helmet. You can see she also has the short hair. The figure actually has really long hair. And then the paint, and then the eyes are completely blacked out. While we're zoomed in, here is a look at that tank style helmet. Again, no paint, just cast in a single green color. It does look really nice, but yeah, no paint apps whatsoever. Then we get this machete, which I feel like we've seen before, but offhand I couldn't tell you who we've gotten this with. Silver blade, black handle. And then her two styles of goggles. So we have a pair of just black round glasses with clear lenses that fit. Sorry, I had those upside down, that fit over her ears. And then the brown, more goggle style glasses here, cast in this reddish brown with the yellow lenses. So we'll have to see which one of these looks best on her. All right, here is the skiff, and this thing is really nice in its sculpt, if not in its actual color palette. But for the skiff itself, from the front to the back, it's about 7.5 inches. And if you count from the front of the skis to the back of the skis, you're looking at 10.5 inches. So if you happen to have this on your shelf like this, just know that you're going to need at least 10.5 inches of a depth to be able to fit this on your shelf, or you're going to have to hit it at an angle or whatever. Putting on the skis, super easy. You can't screw this up because they are angled outward. So, and then you can't put them on wrong left and right because the pegs that go in only go one way. So the ones that angle up go here. The ones that angle back go here. They're also a little different in that the struts, where the center pole goes up, is dead center on the back skis, and then the ones in the front are a little off center. You can see there's more room in the front than there is in the back. These also are a little heavier in the thickness of the struts, and these are a little thinner. So it's, you know, these are shaped more like an A, and this is flattened out a little bit more because these actually have some shocks right there. So as far as movement, they do go up and down, and then this can rotate on this singular axle back here. You do have some movement right here on the foot pedals. You can raise these up, or, you know, actually they can go all the way around, and then the pedal itself angles. And this is a really smooth, substantial joint. It feels really good. Here in the front, the front does angle. It's almost like this is on a ball joint. So this whole thing can angle and turn any way you want, and then these can just rotate. You do have a stationary gun mounted underneath the front, and then the front of this, the actual handlebars do not rotate, and there certainly isn't a connection. If you want these to turn, you just turn them, and then the handlebars are on a singular joint, and they rotate up or down however you want to display them. Let's kind of like get in here a little bit on the displays. So you've got some gauges that are painted, or maybe those are tampo, I can't really tell. You've got some buttons, and you've got, you know, a slow to fast or cool to hot gauge right here. The whole front of this section does open, but you really need to lay something flat. Maybe a pistol would fit in here, you know, or maybe her goggles, you know, would fit in there. And I think that's probably about it to get it to close all the way. Anything bulkier than a pistol, I think, is going to cause you trouble. And then you can raise this up here, and then you have some storage space inside of the seat area, and it gets pretty deep. So you could probably put all of her gear you know, in here. And yeah, you can actually fit all of her gear inside of there, assuming she's wearing her hat and the goggles. Everything goes, does fit in there nicely, which is, a nice consideration. Nothing opens back here towards the back. This would have been cool, like if maybe this opened a little bit, but maybe because of this suspension area, maybe it can't. But as far as the rest of this, we do have like a handlebar back here for maybe attaching some storage, like crates or something. If you had something that would clip onto this, you've got multiple ports. Each one of these are open. So if you've got a huge peg blast effect, you can put it in there. You could put blast effects or smoke effects coming out of the exhaust. And then there's a tiny porthole here in the front blaster for blast effects as well. You do have some clear lights, white across the front and then yellow right there. I'm sure somebody is probably going to make a little light kit for this thing. And we only have the little lightning chameleon swamp dragon, whatever this is. Like, we only get that tampo on this side. I wish we got it on both sides because this side does look a little plain. There's no weathering at all on this piece, which is kind of odd considering of the location that it would be in. But I mean, I'm gonna have to paint this because just this bright, very super clean silver, it looks jarring. It just looks very, very jarring to me. And I don't know about you guys, maybe it's just me, but I would have preferred if at least the skis were that kind of teal color that the original was. There was the lime green and the teal on the original toy, and I missed that. They could have even just done the seat instead of brown. They could have done the seat that teal color, just some hint of it to remind us of that toy that we had that I loved so much as a kid. But nonetheless, this is what we got. Alrighty, here is Zanya on our little turntable. And I'm actually surprised at the amount of paint apps on this character, considering how many paint apps were missed on the Chameleon. But just spinning her around to give you a 360 look at the figure, she does look really nice. Zanya is not a character that I know anything about at all, mainly because I think she's primarily from the comics. I never read the comics, so or at least the late 90s, early 2000s, and up to today. I'm not up on the G.I. Joe comics, but I think the ombre or the gradient on her hair looks really nice. And her character design is really cool, but not a character I necessarily need. I have a friend of mine, Rob, who got this same set. He wants two of her, doesn't want the skiff. I want an extra skiff, so we're doing an even swap. So I'm actually going to be getting rid of this and sending it to Rob right after this review. But just zooming in here on her face, man, the detail and the paintwork on her face is absolutely incredible. It looks great. You have a little bit of that gradient spray of that light green on the top right here. I'm giving her a top-down highlight, which looks really nice. She's got some really nice painted eye makeup, a little bitty eyebrow ring there. Her earrings are painted, lips. She has a little paint on her nose ring, which is nice, and then the paint on her collar. Then you have the paint on the little tampo on her t-shirt with the Dreadnoks logo on there, which looks really nice on top of the Cobra logo. And then you've got some tattoos which look like doves with arrows through them. Of course, you've got, not only do you have the belt buckle painted, but this chain that goes around the back is painted. A little bit of zippers here. And then, of course, this, which is really nice, which is like a fishnet design that is both on her forearms and the top of her neck, and then some little slits on the shoulders to where it looks like maybe the shirt was stitched together. Got some army pants, some leather boots, and then some steel toe paint painted down on the toes. Now, let's see here. How does she look if we swap that head? Let's put on the shorter hair with the mask. And yeah, equally as terrifying. I don't know which one is scarier. Anybody in a mask just is scary. It reminds me of something out of the Strangers or something. If I saw her coming out of the swamps, not sure I would be, I'd be too chill. Let's see here. So we can definitely pop the head. Now, will this go on? Wait a minute. Oh, that's what I thought. So you're going to remove the hair piece and you're going to put this on for her head. Now we're seriously getting to some Star Wars. Dr. What was the bounty hunter? Ephra. I'm blanking on her name. But we're getting those kind of vibes here. Is this hair removable? No, it is not. Dr. Afram? Is that what I'm thinking of? But the goggles, it looks like there's enough clearance. You could probably even do the goggles after you've put the helmet on, or no, you cannot. So this would be a situation where you probably want to get those seated and then hope you don't mess this up too much trying to put them on, holding them in place. There you go. That's not too difficult. Yeah, and I think she looks pretty dope. Apologies for me using the word dope, and if you don't like it, I hate that for you. Let's see here. We've got that. We've got her pistol can go up here, and it looks like we have like a hook or something. Oh, what is this for? What is the little hook? Like maybe she was supposed to come with like a whip or something. Surely you're not supposed to try to put this on there. Yeah, that's odd. I don't know what this little hook right here is for. Somebody knows, let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, let's try to get her on the Chameleon here. I'm going to try to do this on camera just so that you can see the experience. Yep, both of her hands are on horizontal hinges. And then let's get her feet kind of positioned. She has smaller hands, so I am assuming that her hands will go mainly just around the handles and not necessarily the brakes as well. I'm thinking when I put Zartan on here, he may be like hands around the brakes. Let's see. Good thing you can position the pedals, because that's going to be, I guess, maybe the hard thing is trying to get her feet plugged in. This is not that easy. And the question that I'm going to ask myself is it even worth it? I'm trying to get her pegged on, because this is not even how this is actually going to even go on my shelf. But, she doesn't look bad on it. But everybody, like including me, is wanting to know how Zartan fits. And there we have it. This is something literally that I've been looking forward to since the beginning of this line, is Zartan on his Chameleon. And like I said, would I have loved it if we had gotten like Zartan with like maybe some clear chest pieces, some clear knee pads, and on the skiff? Yes, I would have. I mean, I think I've bought 5 or 6 Zartans. I would have bought one more. I think this is, if I'm not mistaken, this is the my favorite, which is the one that came with the retro card, I believe. But this is something that I've been literally waiting for 5 years, 6 years of doing G.I. Joe Classified series, collecting them. Funny enough, the G.I. Joe Classified series was literally the second video that I ever made on YouTube 6 years ago, 5 years ago, however, whenever the line actually started, talking about how I wasn't getting Wave 1 because it wasn't retro enough. And then eventually I ended up buying all of them. So glad that the Hasbro team heard what the fans wanted and then give us exactly what we wanted. Now, while Zanya is not a character, like I said, that I'm familiar with, I think her execution is great. I think she looks fantastic, and I am actually very pleased with her. If, I wasn't making a trade to get another skiff, I would be okay having her on my shelf. But ultimately, she's not a character that I know or, had as a kid, so that nostalgia isn't there, and I'm okay passing her off onto somebody who loves her a little bit more than I, or appreciate her a little bit more than I will, and won't relegate her to, putting her in a baggie and leaving her in a box somewhere for storage. She does move good. She looks good. She looks great on the skiff. She looks cool as just like I understand why my friend likes her and wants her, because she's just like a very cool, like post-apocalyptic, grungy tank girl style of archetype character that would look good in any kind of setting. She would fit in well with your Action Force figures. As a matter of fact, she could probably even fit in with your Operation Monster Force. She would look really good in that line as well. And if you're not a Joe completist like I'm not. But yeah, this is a really good set. I think all of the things that we got here are nice. The only thing I'm going to push back on is that this Swamp Skier just doesn't have any sort of grime or grunge or wear and distress on it. It should be old. There should be paint chipping. There should be parts bolted on that don't work right. Some mismatched parts. That's just, that's Hasbro cutting corners. And for what we pay for this set, I think they could have given us a little bit more detail, a little more, some paint passes on the Chameleon. But at least we have it. I'm no longer using a 3D printed one. And yeah, I'm going to be happy with what I get. I'll just have to do some paint touch-ups myself. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of not only the release of the Chameleon, but also Zanya. I'd like to know your thoughts, not just mine, on her release. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. I super appreciate it. Please check out our Instagram at Saturday Morning Toy Collector for more pictures that I'm able to put here in this video. Check us out there. And I am your Saturday Morning Toy Collector, Mark, and I'll see you in the toy aisles.